critics are tearing apart the Super Mario Galaxy movie right now. It's sitting at like a 44% on Rotten Tomatoes, but at the same time, it's breaking records at the box office, and audiences seem to be enjoying it. And having seen it myself, I actually think critics are a little off the mark here. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a perfect movie, but it's definitely not the disaster that some critics are making it out to be. By far, the movie's biggest strength is its animation because the attention to detail is like stunning. The movie does an incredible job bringing the Super Mario Galaxy universe to life. The iconic Mario gameplay mechanics are kind of translated to the screen in creative ways, like the zero gravity jumps, the spin attacks, the warp pipes. Some sequences feel like you're actually playing the game, and for some people, they're gonna love that, and there are critics who obviously are gonna absolutely hate it. For me, I enjoyed it. Right, it was fun watching the games that I played back in the day come to life on screen. I gotta say, it's hands down the best looking Illuminations animation film I've ever seen. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've done some decent work in the past, but this kind of blows everything away in terms of just the quality and the detail when it comes to the animation. So again, for me, that's a big pro. Another big pro is I liked the music. I like their approach to the music this time around compared to the first movie. I like the fact that they ditched the needle drops, right? Ditching those 80s pop songs in the first movie, and they went for an orchestral score. I like that because they took the original Mario music and they just kind of presented it in a more epic way. I actually enjoyed that. It's like taking these classic theme songs and kind of remixing them and reinterpreting them. I thought that was far more interesting than the original film throwing 80s pop music in there. But that's just me. That's a winner in my book. So I put that in the win column. And when it comes to story, I gotta say Rosalina's kind of dark backstory I felt gave the movie heart. Her struggles combined with the bond she forms with the Loomis makes the movie feel a lot more serious and real, right? As I almost feel like without that whole plot line, it probably would have knocked it down for me a bit. As I said, I thought she was kind of and in many ways, the emotional anchor. At least for me, she was. Yeah, she gave the movie to me more emotional, weight than it otherwise would have, because otherwise it's just collecting stars for the sake of it. And when it came to our main characters, Chris Pratt and Charlie Day as Mario and Luigi, I thought they felt a bit more natural this time around compared to the first film. In the first film, it was a bit of an origin story, and it felt more like these two actors kind of bouncing off each other. Whereas this time around, I felt that they felt more like actual brothers. Now, maybe that's just me. But, yeah, and I will say this, and this is an area where I think critics got it right, and it's when it comes to the movie's pacing problems. And it does have pacing problems. While the movie is visually impressive, some parts of the story does feel rushed. Like certain plot points don't feel nearly as explored as it should be. I mean, at 90 minutes, they're trying to do essentially what is Mario's A Space Odyssey. And it doesn't quite work because it's like there's just not enough time to tell this epic story that they want to tell in the amount of time they have to tell it. And as a result, characters get sidelined. There's not a lot of development. You have to, the story has to consistently go because again, it's just not enough time for anything else. And as a result, it ends up feeling like a bit of a theme park ride. And if, again, for some that will work, and for other people they won't like that. And for me, like I said, I feel like the whole kind of theme park ride structure only really works in this instance because I do think the animation alone was strong enough to carry it. But yeah, that was a problem. I almost feel like this probably would have been better in a way as a mini series than as like a 90-minute movie because there's just so much story and lore here that they just were not able to get to because they're trying to kind of rush to the finish line. And again, not every joke lands. Some of the slapstick comedy is an issue because, as I said, one of my favorite parts about the movie was the backstory for Rosalina, but that at times clashed with the slapstick comedy because one minute, they'll show you that backstory with her, and then they'll switch back to joking around and this and that, and they did it when it came to the main plot as well. It's like Mario is trying to save, the galaxy and this and that, and the stakes are very, very high. And the next minute they're telling jokes. They're doing kind of these kind of humorous things, and it doesn't kind of work, right? It's like the gags at times don't fit the more serious tone of the cosmic story they're trying to tell. And that's like an issue, and it's one where I agree that critics got that right. But yeah, in my opinion, I think the movie is easily a solid 7 out of 10 to me. It's like it wasn't perfect, but I definitely thought that there was enough good that it does do to make it work. Right? It's a visually stunning movie that moves just fast enough, and ironically too fast, but fast enough to the point where it works, or it works well enough to get by. But anyways, what do you guys think about the Super Mario Galaxy movie? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you agree with the critics? Do you agree with the audiences? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear what you have to say about it. Until then, I'm T-Rex and I'm out.